Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the On Top of the World mission set in Dubai. And today we will be taking care of the Steep Task Challenge, which entails throwing Carl off of a balcony, ledge or railing. So for this challenge I have been bringing with me my silenced pistol and some lethal poison to take care of Marcus. So right from the start, off the bat, I should inform you that this route and this method is not a fast one. So we are going to head straight up to the atrium and around to our left, and we're going to take out Marcus first of all, because that is the quick and easy kill for today. So all the way up and around, all the way around to the black and gold bar, and we're going to duck around behind the bar and into the rear room here, this storage area, and we're going to subdue and take that waiter's outfit. So as soon as he has his back to us, we can emerge from behind the kegs of beer, render him unconscious. We're going to drag his body into the closet provided. There we go. And we're going to say goodbye to our snazzy white suit. So, outfit acquired. We're just going to run over to the racks over here with the wine bottles and grab a bottle of whiskey. Make our way through the double doors to our right, up the stairs and around through the double doors to our right again, and through the door at the end of the corridor. And that will bring us out at the art installation bar area, where we can then place our whiskey bottle on a tray, set up a glass and some ice. Come on 47, you're supposed to be efficient. There we go. We are going to poison said glass with our lethal poison, and all we have to do now is await the arrival of our target, Marcus. Now, he could be a couple of minutes, depends where he is on his route. He could be almost immediately here. So when he arrives, we're going to serve him the whiskey, and at the very first opportunity we are going to leave the area. We're not going to wait around. We want to get nice and clear before he drops down dead. So we're going to retrace our steps back into the rear area just behind the security office, just here, and we're going to change our outfit for that snazzy blue and white looking thing that the guard is wearing. So we're just going to wait for him to get in position, which is to be walking past us like this, and we're going to render him unconscious. There we go. Have a nice nap. You've worked very hard. We're going to grab up everything he's dropped, and we're going to drag his body into the convenient closet at the end of the corridor. And once he's safely tucked up and nicely stored away, we can take his outfit. So we have one target down, and our second target is up quite high up in the building. So we're going to make our way there through the safest route we know possible. So through the double doors up into the tech area here, we're going to grab the crowbar on our way and over the scaffolding behind us. We're going to check with instinct to where is the guard. The guard is currently in the worst position for us, but he is about to move away. So as he moves off, we can then vault up onto the next floor here. We're going to knock out the guard and take his outfit. Nice, done. We're going to retrieve our crowbar. That is probably one of the most useful tools on this map. And we're going to open the doors to the storage room and hide the guard's body in the convenient closet. All this storage space and nothing being stored in it. So once he's safely tucked up, we can take his outfit, exit the storage room. We're going to pull out our silenced pistol and take out the camera halfway down the corridor. Proceed down the corridor and open the penthouse door. There we go. And make our way up into the penthouse area. So we want to get right upstairs. Normally we would stop around here somewhere. We're going to go through the ladder to avoid an enforcer. And then just on the other side of the ladder we find a set of stairs. We're going to make our way up those stairs and out onto the atrium area, but we're going to stop by this wall first because there is a patrolling enforcer outside. There he is. So we're just going to wait for him to start moving away, and when he does we can then follow him out onto the atrium area. There he goes. We're going to get behind him nice and quickly, and we're going to render him unconscious because he's the only enforcer we're going to have to worry about, so we're going to get rid of him. We're going to grab everything he drops once he's unconscious, and we're going to hide his body right around the far end here, right in between all these plants, and then no one will see him up against the wall. There we go. So we have 2 more people we need to remove who can potentially disrupt our plans. So I'm going to grab that apple. I'm going to grab this coconut and this cannabis joint as well, although we don't really end up using much of the stuff. So our next victim is one of the penthouse staff members who's currently being told he can't use the Hoover. That would be him there. Don't worry about the enforcer, he doesn't come anywhere near us, he will wander off eventually. So we're just going to wait for this conversation to play out, and when it has finished, the penthouse employee will make his way into this bathroom, and we can then render him unconscious and unceremoniously dump his body in the crate provided. So here he is now, so we're going to close the door behind him, render him unconscious and hide his body away, although I don't think anyone else actually comes into this bathroom. So there we go. Now the reason we've got rid of this guy is that he goes and stands by an open window in full view of our 3rd victim here. So if we went to try and take this guy out, the penthouse staff member would spot us and we'd be in a lot of trouble. So once we've got the final person, the guard here, unconscious, we're going to drag his body up against the wall here. I'm going to drop my assault rifle, if I can find it, there we are, and pick up his assault rifle. There we go. So everything is now in place and prepped. Now this is where it starts to get a bit long because we have several significant weights on our hand. So I'm just going to wait right here, and what we're waiting for is our target Carl and his 2 personal bodyguards, and we're waiting for him to arrive, which is what he has just done now. Go through his little routine in this area, and then we're waiting for him to leave, and at which point we will then distract and remove one of the bodyguards. So I'm going to select one of the items I've collected, doesn't really matter which one. I've chosen the coconut, and we're going to use the coconut as a distraction device momentarily. So Carl is going through his little dictaphone thing and looking down on the people on the floors below, wondering if there are any reporters amongst them. I can inform you that there is at least one. So he is now going to make his way off to the left, and then he's going to go through the doorway on the left where we went and took out the penthouse worker, or the penthouse staff member, and his 2 bodyguards will follow at a discreet distance. So what we're going to do is line up our shot with the coconut just to the left of that entrance there, and as the last bodyguard makes his way in, we're going to throw the coconut, and that will get his attention. He will come to investigate, and we can remove him from our vision. So here he comes now. I did notice upon editing this video that he was so far behind the others that I didn't actually need to use the coconut. I could have snuck up behind him and just rendered him unconscious anyway. But he has now come and investigated the coconut, so we can then render him unconscious, pick up his gun, and we're going to drag his body around the corner with his friend here. So that's one bodyguard taken care of, and you can imagine what's coming next. We are going to rinse and repeat this a second time for the second bodyguard. And this is where our next long wait comes in, because we essentially have to wait for our target Carl to go through his entire routine and loop round back to this point. It can take quite a few minutes, but here he comes again now. There he is, giving his dictation. His bodyguard will be shortly following him. And this time round he does seem to spend significantly longer just hanging around. I think it's because he's actually dictating at the moment. So he gets into his routine a little bit late, but he will go through his usual routine. He does say different things, mostly along the same levels. He's entitled, and those people downstairs are insignificant but necessary. So when he goes to move off for the second time, we can once again prepare ourselves to distract the bodyguard. But this time I noticed that the bodyguard has already dropped so far behind that I will be able to render him unconscious quite easily if I don't get snagged up on the sofa there. So we're going to get behind the bodyguard, we're going to render him unconscious, grab everything he's dropped, collect up his body, and put him in the pile with the others. So nicely safe, tucked up, out of the way, all cuddled together to keep warm, although we are in the desert, so keeping warm shouldn't be an issue. So once again we are going to reset ourselves back in position here, and again we are going to wait for Carl to go through his entire routine one more time. I'm sure there is a faster route and an easier way of doing this, I just haven't discovered it yet, but I'm sure I will stumble across something. So once Carl arrives and approaches the balcony, we can then maneuver ourselves in behind him and throw him off the edge. So bye bye Carl.
We got him, 47. Soon there will be no more Providence. You need to find an exit. Our business is done here, but it's far from over.
So there you go, that is the steep task challenge taken care of. All that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and there is a parachute over by the golf clubs, so we're going to head that way now. So there we go, steep task taken care of. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.